The invitation arrived on a Tuesday. Heavy cardstock, elegant calligraphy, the kind of wedding invitation that screamed money and tradition. I knew what it was before I even opened it. My brother Michael was getting married, and this was my formal summons to play the role of supportive family member. Michael Chen and Jennifer Walsh request the honor of your presence. June 15th, black tie, the Ritz-Carlton. Of course it was the Ritz-Carlton. At the bottom in my mother's handwriting, please bring a date. It's time, David. I crumpled the invitation and threw it across my apartment. My name is David Chen. I'm 28 years old, a corporate lawyer in Chicago, and I've been living a lie for my entire adult life. I'm gay. My family doesn't know, my coworkers don't know, most of my friends don't know. I've built this perfect facade, the successful lawyer, the dutiful son, the guy who dates women occasionally but just hasn't found the right one yet. The truth, I've known I was gay since I was 14, and I've spent 14 years burying it so deep that sometimes I almost forget it myself. Almost. My phone rang, my mother naturally. David, did you get the invitation? Just arrived. Good, so who are you bringing? I don't know if I'm bringing anyone. David, your brother is getting married, everyone will have dates, you can't show up alone, what will people think? That I'm gay asterisk, I thought, that I've been lying to you for 14 years, that I'm so deep in the closet I can see Narnia. I'll figure something out, I said. Maybe that girl from work, the one you mentioned, Sarah. Mom, Sarah has a boyfriend. Then find someone else, you're handsome, successful, it shouldn't be hard. If only she knew how hard it actually was, not finding a date, I could hire someone if I wanted, but maintaining this exhausting performance of heterosexuality while my actual life withered away in secret. After hanging up, I stared at the invitation for a long time. June 15th was 3 months away, 3 months to find a fake date, play straight for a weekend, and continue lying to everyone I loved. I was so tired of pretending. You should just come out. This was my best friend Alex, the only person who knew the truth about me. We'd met in college, bonded over late-night study sessions, and he'd been there when I first admitted to myself, and then to him, that I was gay. You say that like it's easy, I said, nursing my beer at our usual bar. It's not easy, but it's easier than spending your entire life pretending to be someone you're not. David, you're miserable. I'm fine. You're not fine, you work 80 hours a week to avoid having a personal life, you date women you have no interest in to maintain appearances. You go home to an empty apartment and convince yourself you're okay with dying alone. That's not fine. My family would be devastated. Or they'd be supportive, you don't know until you try. My father barely speaks to me as it is. My mother has my entire life planned out, wife, kids, grandchildren to carry on the family name. My brother is the golden child getting married to the perfect woman. I'm the backup plan, the acceptable son who makes acceptable choices. And what about what you want? What I want doesn't matter. Jesus Christ, David, listen to yourself. Alex leaned forward. You're 28 years old, how much longer are you going to sacrifice your happiness for their comfort? As long as it takes. Alex sighed. Fine, then let me help you. I know someone who could be your date, someone who understands complicated family situations. You know a guy who'd be willing to pretend to be a woman. No, you idiot, I know a guy who could be your actual date. You could take him to the wedding and finally be honest about who you are. My heart started racing. Absolutely not. Why not? Because I'm not ready, because it would destroy my family, because you're scared, I get it, but David, at some point you have to choose yourself. He was right, I knew he was right, but knowing and doing were very different things. Tell me about this guy, I said, surprising myself. Alex smiled. His name is Nathan, he's 30, works in marketing, and he's one of the most genuine people I know. He came out young, dealt with family rejection, rebuilt his life on his own terms. He's smart, funny, and he'd be good for you. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not suggesting marriage, I'm suggesting you meet someone who might remind you that living authentically is worth the risk. And who knows, maybe you'll like him, maybe having him at the wedding would give you the courage to finally be honest. Or it would blow up my entire life. Your life is already blown up, you're just maintaining the wreckage. I agreed to meet Nathan, just coffee, no pressure, no expectations. We met at a cafe in Lincoln Park on a Saturday afternoon. I arrived early, nervous energy making me order 2 coffees before I realized what I was doing. You must really need caffeine. I turned, Nathan was standing there, and my first thought was, oh no. He was beautiful, not in an intimidating, untouchable way, but in a warm, approachable way that made you want to know him. Light brown hair, green eyes, an easy smile, dressed casually in jeans and a sweater that somehow looked both comfortable and stylish. Nathan. David, and yes, I saw you order 2 coffees, nervous. Extremely. He laughed. Alex told me this was your first time meeting a guy for potential dating purposes, first time considering being open about your sexuality, first time thinking about bringing a man to a family event. He told you all that. He cares about you, wanted me to understand what I was potentially getting into. Nathan gestured to the table. Should we sit before you order a third coffee? We sat. For a moment neither of us spoke. So, Nathan said finally, tell me about yourself, the real you, not the version you show your family. I don't know who the real me is anymore. Then let's start simple. What do you like to do when no one's watching? I thought about it. I read a lot. Mystery novels mostly. I cook, nothing fancy, just basic stuff that tastes good. I go to the gym at 5 a.m. when it's empty because I don't want to make small talk. I watch terrible reality TV and pretend I'm above it. That's a start. What else? I wanted to be a writer when I was younger. Creative writing, fiction. My father said it wasn't practical, that I needed a real career, so I went to law school. Do you like being a lawyer? I'm good at it. That's not the same thing, is it? Not even close. Nathan took a sip of his coffee. Here's what I'm hearing. You've spent so long being what other people want that you've lost track of what you want, and now you're considering coming out at your brother's wedding. Which is either incredibly brave or incredibly terrified, and you're hoping I'll somehow make it easier. That's remarkably accurate. I've been there, different circumstances, but the same fear, the same feeling of being trapped in a life that doesn't fit. He leaned forward. David, I can be your date to this wedding. I can stand beside you and be supportive and help you come out if that's what you want. But I need to know, are you doing this because you're ready or because you're desperate? I don't know the difference anymore. Then maybe we should figure that out together. We talked for 3 hours. Nathan told me about coming out at 19, about his parents kicking him out, about rebuilding his life from nothing, about the pain and the freedom of living authentically. I told him about the weight of expectations, about my father's disappointment in everything I did, about my brother's perfect life that I was supposed to emulate. You know what's funny? Nathan said as the cafe started closing around us. You talk about your brother like he's so perfect, but I bet he has his own struggles. Nobody's life is actually perfect. His looks pretty damn close. Appearances are deceiving, trust me. As we left the cafe, Nathan turned to me. So, what do you think? Want to do this again? Yes, I said, surprising myself with how much I meant it. Good, because David, I think you're worth getting to know, the real you underneath all the pretending. We started seeing each other, casually at first, coffee, dinner, walks along the lakefront. Nathan was patient with my paranoia about being seen, my insistence on meeting in neighborhoods where I wouldn't run into anyone I knew. This must be exhausting for you, I said one night after I'd insisted we leave a restaurant because I thought I saw a coworker. It's not ideal, Nathan admitted, but I understand. I remember what it was like to be scared. When does the fear go away? When you decide your peace matters more than their comfort. 6 weeks before the wedding, I made a decision. I was going to come out at the wedding with Nathan beside me. It was possibly the worst plan I'd ever had, but it also felt like the only way. I'd spent months trying to find the right moment to tell my family, and there was never a right moment. So maybe a public moment surrounded by witnesses would force me to finally be honest. Are you sure about this? Nathan asked when I told him. Coming out at someone else's wedding is a lot for everyone. I know, but if I don't do it now, I never will. I'll keep pushing it off until I'm 40 and still living a lie. Okay, then I'm with you, whatever you need. The week before the wedding, my mother called. David, you never told me who you're bringing. A friend, someone I've been seeing. Seeing, her voice perked up. Is it serious? It might be. What's her name? Here it was, the moment I could start being honest. Nathan, I said. Silence. Nathan, my mother repeated. Yes, he's, Mom, I need to tell you something. You're bringing a male friend to your brother's wedding. He's not just a friend, he's my date. More silence, longer this time. David, I don't understand. Mom, I'm gay, I've been gay my entire life, and Nathan is my boyfriend. I wanted to tell you before the wedding so it wouldn't be a surprise. I heard her breathing, quick and shallow. David, this isn't funny. I'm not joking. You can't be, we would have known, you dated girls, you never said anything. Because I was scared, because I thought you'd reject me, because I've spent 14 years pretending to be someone I'm not and I can't do it anymore. Your father, David, your father this will kill him. Then I guess we'll find out if he loves me more than his expectations. Don't do this, please, not at Michael's wedding, don't ruin this for him. Me being honest about who I am isn't ruining anything. David. I'll see you at the wedding, Mom, with Nathan, and I'm sorry if that's hard for you, but I'm done apologizing for existing. I hung up, my hands were shaking, my heart was racing, but underneath the fear was something else, relief. I'd finally said it. The night before the wedding, Nathan and I checked into the hotel. You okay? He asked as we rode the elevator up to our room. Terrified, but also lighter, like I've been carrying this weight for so long that I forgot how heavy it was until I put it down. That's good, that's really good, David. My mom called my brother, Michael called me, he's not happy. What did he say? That I'm being selfish, that this is his day, not mine, that I should have waited until after the wedding to tell everyone. I sat on the bed. Maybe he's right, maybe I should just show up alone and deal with this later. You could, Nathan said carefully. But David, would you actually deal with it later, or would you find another excuse to keep hiding? He was right, if I didn't do this now, I'd find reasons to keep putting it off forever. I need you to promise me something, I said. What? If this goes really badly tomorrow, if my family rejects me, if I lose them, promise you'll be there, that I won't be completely alone. Nathan crossed the room and took my hands. David, I promise, no matter what happens, you won't be alone. You have me, you have Alex, you have people who care about the real you, not the performance. That's not nothing. It feels like nothing compared to losing my family. I know, but sometimes we have to lose what's killing us to find what will save us. The next morning, I put on my tuxedo, looked at myself in the mirror. For the first time in years, I saw someone I almost recognized. Nathan appeared behind me, adjusting his own tie. You look good. I look terrified. You look brave. We arrived at the venue early. My mother was already there, coordinating with the wedding planner. When she saw me, she froze. When she saw Nathan beside me, her face went pale. David. Mom, this is Nathan. Mrs. Chen, Nathan said, extending his hand. It's nice to meet you. She didn't take his hand. David, can we talk privately? Anything you need to say, you can say in front of Nathan. Fine, her voice was cold. Your father knows, I told him this morning, he's devastated, ashamed, he doesn't even want to look at you. The words hit like a physical blow, but I kept my voice steady. I'm sorry he feels that way, but I'm not sorry for being honest. You're being selfish, this is your brother's day. My existence isn't an attack on Michael's wedding. Me being gay doesn't diminish his happiness. You don't understand what you're doing to this family. No, you don't understand what this family has been doing to me. For 14 years, I've been suffocating. I've been living half a life because I was terrified of disappointing you, but I'm done pretending. I'm done apologizing. I'm done living in fear. My mother's eyes filled with tears. I don't know who you are anymore. You never knew who I was, you knew the version of me I thought you wanted. This is who I actually am, and if you can't accept that, then, my voice cracked, then I guess we don't have much of a relationship. She walked away without another word. The wedding ceremony was beautiful. Michael looked happy. Jennifer looked radiant. I sat in the family section with Nathan beside me, very aware of the whispers, the stares, the pointed looks from relatives. My father didn't acknowledge me, didn't look at me, sat 3 rows away with my mother as if I was a stranger. "You're doing great," Nathan whispered, his hand finding mine. "I'm destroying my family." "You're being yourself, that's not destruction, that's honesty." After the ceremony during the cocktail hour, relatives approached. Some were curious, some were supportive, some were openly hostile. "I always knew there was something different about you," an aunt said, not making it sound like a compliment. "David, this is very brave," an uncle said, shaking Nathan's hand. "Welcome to the family." "You're going to hell," a cousin informed me cheerfully before walking away. Through it all, Nathan stayed beside me, steady, supportive, reminding me with his presence that I wasn't alone. Then Michael found me. "Can we talk?" he asked, his voice tight. "Sure." We stepped onto a balcony overlooking the garden where cocktail hour was being held. "You couldn't wait one day," Michael said, "one fucking day to not make everything about you." "I'm not making this about me." "Really? Because you brought your boyfriend to my wedding, you came out to the entire family at my wedding. How is that not making it about you?" "Michael, I didn't plan it this way." "Yes, you did, you chose this day specifically. To what? Punish me, punish mom and dad." "To finally be honest," my voice rose. "Do you know what it's like to live your entire life as a lie, to watch your little brother get everything, the approval, the love, the acceptance, while you're just trying to survive? Don't put that on me, I didn't ask to be straight. And I didn't ask to be gay, but I am, and I'm tired of apologizing for it." Michael was quiet for a moment. "Dad's not coming to the reception, he left after the ceremony, said he can't be around you." The words hurt more than I expected. Then I guess he loves his pride more than his son. "You're not giving him a chance to adjust." "I'm not asking for his permission to exist, Michael, I'm informing him of reality. If he can't handle that, it's his problem, not mine." "You're going to lose your whole family over this." "Then they weren't really my family to begin with." Michael shook his head. "I need to get back to my wedding, the wedding you're currently ruining." "Congratulations, by the way, Jennifer seems great, I hope you're really happy." "I am, or I was before you made this day about you." He left. I stood on the balcony shaking, trying not to cry. Nathan found me a few minutes later. "You okay?" "My father left, my brother hates me, my mother won't look at me, so no, I'm not okay." "Do you want to leave?" "And prove them all right, that I'm running away?" I took a breath. "No, I'm staying, I'm going to that reception and I'm going to dance with you and I'm going to show them that I'm not ashamed." "You're sure?" "I'm sure." The reception was torture. We sat at a table with distant cousins who mostly ignored us. During dinner, I could feel people staring, whispering. The DJ announced the father-son dance and I watched my father dance with Michael, both of them pointedly not looking in my direction. "This was a mistake," I said to Nathan. "It wasn't a mistake, it's just hard." Hard is an understatement. Then something unexpected happened. Michael's best man gave his toast, standard stuff about friendship and love and growing up together. Then he concluded with, "And I want to say something to David, Michael's brother, coming out takes courage, living your truth takes courage, and doing it surrounded by people who might not understand, that takes more courage than most of us will ever need. So here's to courage, to honesty, and to love in all its forms, cheers." The room was silent for a moment, then someone started clapping, then another person. Soon half the room was applauding. I looked at Michael, who was staring at his best man with surprise. Then he looked at me and something in his expression softened. After dinner, Michael approached our table. "Can I talk to you?" he asked, "both of you." We followed him to a quiet corner. "I'm sorry," Michael said, looking at me, "for what I said earlier, for making this about me when you were just trying to be honest. My best man just chewed me out backstage, said I was being selfish and that I should be supporting you." "You don't have to apologize." "Yes, I do, David, you're my brother, I don't understand what you're going through, but I should have been there for you instead of making you feel worse." He extended his hand to Nathan. "I'm Michael, and I'm sorry for not welcoming you properly." "Nathan, and thank you. I can't promise Dad will come around or that Mom will, but I'm here, I'm in your corner, okay?" Something in my chest loosened. "Okay. Now would you two like to dance? Because I think it's time this wedding had a moment that's actually worth remembering." Nathan and I stepped onto the dance floor. The DJ, catching on, put on a slow song. and we danced in front of my entire extended family, in front of everyone I'd been hiding from. We danced. Some people left, some people stared, but some people smiled, some people clapped, and my brother, standing beside his new wife, raised his glass to me. "You're crying," Nathan said softly. I'm relieved, terrified, and relieved. That's a good combination. Is it always going to be this hard? No, it gets easier, not easy, but easier. And David, you were so brave tonight. I'm proud of you. I couldn't have done it without you. Yes, you could have, but I'm glad you didn't have to. 3 months later. My relationship with my parents didn't improve overnight. My father still wasn't speaking to me. My mother called occasionally, brief conversations filled with awkward silences. She'd ask about work, about my apartment, about everything except the thing that actually mattered. Michael, to his credit, stayed in touch, had dinner with Nathan and me a few times, slowly built a relationship with the real me instead of the fake version I'd been performing. "Dad's struggling," Michael told me over dinner one night. "He doesn't know how to reconcile his beliefs with having a gay son, but he's trying." He asked me questions about you and Nathan, actually seemed interested in the answers. That's in progress. Baby steps. Nathan and I were officially together now. No more hiding, no more pretending. I'd come out at work. Surprisingly, no one cared. I'd told friends, most were supportive, some dropped away, and that was okay. "You seem happier," Nathan observed one night as we cooked dinner together in my apartment. "I am happier, lighter, like I've been holding my breath for 14 years and I can finally exhale. No regrets." About coming out? No. About doing it at Michael's wedding? Sometimes. But Nathan, if I hadn't done it then, I don't know if I ever would have. That deadline, that pressure, it forced me to finally stop pretending. "Your heart stopped pretending," Nathan said. "What?" "That night at the wedding, your heart stopped pretending. It started being honest about what it wanted." That's very poetic. I have my moments. Later that night, lying in bed, Nathan asleep beside me, I thought about the past few months. About everything I'd lost, my father's approval, some extended family relationships, the comfortable lie I'd been living. And everything I'd gained, Nathan, authenticity, the ability to look at myself in the mirror and recognize the person staring back. My phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "David, this is your father. I've been doing some reading, trying to understand. I'm not there yet, but I want to try. Can we talk?" I stared at the message for a long time. This wasn't forgiveness, it wasn't acceptance, but it was a start. "Yes, asterisk," I typed back, "we can talk." Maybe that was enough. Maybe baby steps were all any of us could manage. Nathan stirred beside me. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," I said, and I meant it. Everything's okay. 1 year later. 1 year after Michael's wedding, Nathan and I hosted Thanksgiving at our apartment. Michael and Jennifer came, some friends, Alex of course, and surprisingly my parents. It was awkward at first. My father still struggled with eye contact, with knowing what to say, but he was there, he was trying. "Your apartment is nice," my mother said, looking around. "Thanks." Nathan picked most of the furniture. "I'm terrible at decorating." "He has good taste," she said, and it was the first time she'd acknowledged Nathan's existence in months. During dinner, my father cleared his throat. "David, I want to say something." The table went quiet. "I haven't been a good father to you, not in the way that matters. I let my own beliefs, my own discomfort hurt you, and I'm sorry. I don't understand everything about your life, but I'm trying to, and I want you to know that I love you. I should have said that a year ago. I should have said it every day of your life, but I'm saying it now. I love you, son." My eyes burned. "I love you too, Dad." "And Nathan," my father continued, turning to him, "thank you for making my son happy, for being patient with this family as we adjust. You're welcome here, always." Nathan's eyes were wet. "Thank you, sir, that means more than you know." After dinner, as people were leaving, Michael pulled me aside. "You did good," he said. "With all of this, I'm proud of you." "For what?" "For being brave, for living your truth even when it was hard, for not giving up on Dad even when he didn't deserve your patience." Michael smiled. "You're a better person than I gave you credit for." "I'm just trying to survive." "No, you're thriving, there's a difference." After everyone left, Nathan and I cleaned up in comfortable silence. "That went well," Nathan said. "Your dad's speech." Was a long time coming, but yeah, it went well. How do you feel? Honestly, hopeful. For the first time in years, I feel hopeful about my family, about my life, about everything. I pulled Nathan into my arms. Thank you. For what? For that first coffee date, for being patient with my fear, for standing beside me at that wedding even though you knew it would be hard, for reminding me every day that living authentically is worth the struggle. You did the hard part, I just held your hand. That's not nothing, Nathan, you saved me, from a life of pretending, from a future of loneliness from myself. You saved yourself, I was just lucky enough to be there when you did. We stood there in our kitchen holding each other, and I thought about that night at Michael's wedding, the night my heart stopped pretending, the night everything changed. It hadn't been perfect. There had been pain, loss, difficult conversations, and ongoing challenges. But there had also been freedom, authenticity, love, and the incredible relief of finally being myself. You know what's funny, I said. What? I spent 14 years afraid that being gay would cost me everything, that I'd lose my family, my career, my entire life. But Nathan, being gay didn't cost me anything. Pretending to be straight, that's what was costing me. My happiness, my peace, my future, coming out saved me. No regrets. Not even one. Nathan kissed me, soft and sweet, and I kissed him back, grateful for second chances and first kisses and the courage to finally stop pretending. My heart had stopped pretending that night at the wedding. And it had never been happier. The end. For everyone still pretending, still hiding, still waiting for the perfect moment, there is no perfect moment. There's just the moment you decide your authenticity matters more than their comfort. The moment your heart stops pretending and starts living. That moment is terrifying and liberating and absolutely worth it. You deserve to be loved as you are, not as you pretend to be. Your heart knows. Let it stop pretending. Broken Red Rain.